Okay, so how to pump. This is only one way to do it. It's the way I'm learning how to do it. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other ways, but check this out. First thing you gotta do is you gotta get good at being able to balance without even moving, right? So check it. How do I do this? I do right or left? Hold on, I need to come back. Okay, so right foot forward for me. All right, check it out. First thing you wanna do, take whatever foot you normally have in the front whenever you're riding and stick it in the front. Whichever one you have in the back, stick it in the back. Make the toe of the back foot touch the back of the front foot. Then what you wanna do is bring your front foot up to the balance point. What do I mean by balance point? Means if I put my foot too far forward, it starts to move forward. If I move my foot too far backwards, I start to roll backwards. Balance point is somewhere right in the middle, right? I got my front foot on the balance point. Now what I wanna do is I wanna bring my back foot up to its balance point. So I'm sitting on both of them, like this. Make sure your feet stay touching. And get used to this position. Get used to balancing. Why? Because when you're learning to pump, you're actually having to maintain this balance while pushing left to right in a specific way that generates momentum. And you have to be able to balance first before you can do that. Okay, these wheels, they're normally meant to go this direction and this direction, right? And then we use our foot to push, and then we ride it. That's how we build momentum, and that's how we ride, right? Well, when you're pushing, what you're doing is instead of using your other foot to push you forward and then riding on it, what you're doing is you're using the corners of the wheel to basically dig in and push this way and then push that way. So there's a moment where the wheel is running straight, and then the rest of the time at the transition, you're pushing from one side to make it go the other direction, then it moves forward freely, then you push again from this direction, and it's just this continuous figure 8 motion that you're creating. When you have two wheels involved, you're doing the same thing with both wheels. You're pushing both at the same time in one direction, and then you're pushing them again together in the other direction. And what happens is by using 2 feet, you're actually gaining a lot more momentum now because you're pushing with both the front and the left from the same direction at the same time. The trick here is you have to get used to the feeling of what it feels like to push, because it's not like just wiggle your feet. There's a specific shape that you're trying to create. The closer you get to that shape, the more momentum you can get, and then you can start digging in and pushing. But until you get to that actual shape and you understand what it feels like, you just kind of feel like you're just rolling. Once you understand it, then it has a feeling in itself. If you want to understand what I mean by this feeling, check this out, okay? Just grab one wheel, right? And then push it. Don't push it forward, okay? Turn it. Like if it was a tank, right? A tank rotates like this, right? Rotate it like that, but only do it until it actually rotates just a little bit like that. And then do it again in the opposite direction. And then do it again in the opposite direction. If you take your fingers and you actually do this, you can feel what it's like when the tire is gripping on that corner. It's not just rolling, it's literally grabbing and pulling like this. And if you can understand what that feels like, then you just have to translate that to your feet when you're doing it, what it feels like on the bottom of your heels. And once you feel it, it's freaking awesome. It's like you just jumped on a conveyor belt and now it's just going and going, and you understand that the only thing that's keeping you from continuing to move is the possibility of a rock just appearing somewhere. So I hope this benefits someone. Just keep trying, don't try. Just keep doing it over and over and over again, and you'll eventually figure it out. And once you start doing it, oh man, it's awesome. So enjoy.